Clara, this is how you use your publisher account. So I'm in your book and you'll see publisher features, so you click on there. And if you want to change the book details, you can change the picture. You click on upload a new book cover and then you can choose one of those. I'm not going to choose one for you, but that's where you will change it. You can change your book title by changing it here, and the chapter names you can change here. So if you want to create a chapter, you can just add it after this, chapter 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I do it by the week of January 4th, the week of January 11th, and on and on, so kids can log in. It's how I organize my materials. The headings are these orange files right here, and you can name it anything you want. I'm changing it right now, but let's see, that looks fine to me. So you'll see that the orange cover will change when I put stuff in. So I'm going to put in an EPUB. This is the file that can't be copied and pasted, as well as I'll put it in Story. Oops, I forgot to give it a title. I usually call it Read and Listen, that you can attach audio to. Okay, so I didn't do my EPUB. So what you're going to do is you just go to your Google. You have to have a Google Doc. If you have a Word file, you just upload it into Google Docs. And then what I do to make it look nice is I center the images. And sometimes these little guys aren't right, so it makes it off center. And the font, I usually do 18. But if you have older students, it doesn't really matter, but that's just what I do. So then you go to File, Download, EPUB, and then you'll get your EPUB file, and that's what you're going to put in here. Now students can make these and you can share them, so if they have their EPUB file, you put it in. So I'll go to Upload EPUB, Story, I usually call it Read and Listen, and then I have my file to upload, so go to Downloads, and you can add your own file. I would use, this is just the easiest because it has to be an MP3 file. So if you go to Vocaroo, you just record it here, like this. Hey, this is my awesome story. And then you download it. So then you have your MP3 file. So here it is. So anyway, so when we have our Read and Listen here, you notice you can't copy and paste, so they can't put it in Google Translate. And let's say you don't have an audio. You scroll down in this box, and this will have a text-to-speech file. It's not the best.
Hay un fantasma. Se llama Par.
So if you want to change it, we'll do the audio file that I just created. And just gonna switch and refresh like this. Hey, this is my awesome story. And so you can change that out and have your voice reading it for them. So the next thing is you can add a web link, and let's have it be a game. And I'm going to go get my file over here. So this is a Quizlet. So if you make a Quizlet, what you're going to want to do is choose one of these activities to use. Otherwise it won't embed. So let's just choose spelling. You go up here and you choose the URL. I just select it, and then you insert whichever one you want. And I would call it Quizlet Practice. And now they can go right to your Quizlet practice right here. And what I usually do for this is kids don't notice that they can choose different study modes if you're looking in the bottom right hand corner. So I will add a note. You can do this for any file. And if you, I don't know what you have from Storylabs that's free, but we generally, instead of leaving it Quizlet practice, we will rename the file, and depends on what you want to do, and say dictation practice. And the purpose of that is to keep hearing the words. Or we'll give them a goal, and we'll say, get 100% on this, So whatever you want to put here, and then they'll be sure to go down and practice, and they could do the matching game. This is a random, obvious Quizlet file. So let's add another game with text debate. That's another one teachers use. So I generally go to the Quizlet, the text debate activity, this gap fill, and then I click on the share button, and I copy this URL, and then I will paste it in. So if you go back, you can see you can choose any word you want and click here and copy the URL. So let's add that web link in, and here we go. I'll call it football. And you know that your students can track, you can track how much time they spend doing all of this, and it's easy for them to get to. So you can also read any of the students' works. So they say, hey, I liked this, I did well, and you can see this. You can see that on the Storylabs.online page. Gives you hints about it. Okay, the next thing is a PDF, and I don't know what I'll call this, but print and color. Now I have to find a PDF. I'm not sure what this is, but it looks like Spanish. So they would be able to print and color this. The difference with this is that they can copy and paste into Google. So this is for things you don't mind them printing and sharing. So I'm going to delete this file. This is a new book that we're going to have come out within probably a month. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm going to delete the file. Anything you did by mistake. You can delete all my things too. Okay. Reorder files sometimes doesn't work. It's meant to be able to draw back and forth into this. So that still has some difficulty. If you need the files dragged and dropped in between here, I can do that for you if it's urgent. The other thing is mark as teacher files, and this means students will not be able to see these files. So if you have an answer key you want to keep in here, then you just click on here and you'll notice that it's blue, meaning your students will not see this, but you will. So if you wanted to just play football in class, then you use that. Okay, so that is, go ahead and delete this. You always have to leave one file in your book. You only have chapter 1. So I'm going to make this cover a teacher file. And you can delete all my files, but don't delete this or you won't be able to open it again. I can fix it for you. It's not a big deal, but you'll probably do all this. And let me give you, I don't know which grade you teach, but I want to give you a preview of our book that's coming out. It's so fun. So this is the beginner novel, and this is what it looks like. We're just getting the artwork done for it and having it read by a native speaker. This is for very, very beginners, and they work on this, and they have their sentences, and they have their questions, and it's awesome. So that's by Virginia Hildebrandt, and that should be coming up really soon. So please contact me if you have any questions or suggestions, and I'm happy to make other books for you if you'd like.